It's the talk with my good friends. Well, it's the talk with my good friends. My good friends come and gather around now. We're gonna have a real good time. Talk with my good friends.
Well, hello there, everybody. I'm sounding like I had it. Claire, I may not. Hello there. I just wrapped up and finished the relationship talk episode with Dustin and Joe, Carmen and Nicole, and Adam and Christopher. I believe that was Atlanta, Florida. Is it Jacksonville, maybe? Florida, and New Orleans, Louisiana. We had a great conversation. I mean, it was just full of love and life, and we just enjoyed it. And so I'm gonna do like a quick after show, 15, 20 minutes. And the thing is, I'm either going to speak with someone that was on the panel, or a part of the discussion, or someone that was watching. And so this particular time, versus having someone that was a part of the cast or the panel, I have someone that I think y'all can see my ring light and all that. I have someone that was a viewer, but they were a special viewer. So I'm going to bring them on. Hopefully they're ready. So let me put up my after show sign. Ding! The after show. All right. So let's go ahead and bring on this young man here. I got reverb. Okay. You don't hear that noise? I can hear it.
Hold on.
Now I don't hear it.
Do you?
Now I don't hear you. Now I hear you.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Oh, you had the wrong one?
No, because I kept trying to connect my Bluetooth and it would not connect. So now it's connected. Okay. Now it's good.
Okay, yeah. So let's do this. Okay. So we have with us, I don't know why your name is not showing. Let me
I wrote it out, yeah.
Yeah, well, my name is not showing either. So hold on, let's see something real quick. Okay. And I'm like, what, man? Okay, yeah. Boom, boom. Oh, I know what's probably happening. There we go. So once I remove the after show, then we see Micah and Dantes. Okay, so Dantes, we'll jump right in. You were a viewer. You were it seems as though you were watching, from top sun up to sundown. You watched the majority of the, if not all, of the broadcast of the Facebook Live where we had, our married couples. I'm a single person, but you are, in relationship. You are a viewer, and you actually know of everyone that was a part of tonight's panel. But you actually nominated someone or a couple of the two, and I really enjoyed them, and that was Dustin and Joe. So thank you for the recommendation. Yeah. I really enjoyed them. You can tell which one is more outspoken than the other.
Definitely.
More, not saying that the other is not put together, but one is more.
Dustin is reserved.
Yeah. So just give me your honest feedback. Like, what did you think about it?
Oh, I thought it was excellent. I thought everybody was so transparent when it came down to everything from things that had happened early on in the relationship, how they got together. I think you asked about when they first fell in love, and even then, they were just like, really? They didn't even know.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very transparent. Because, some people, especially when you're married, you think, oh, I know my mate 100%. I know him through and through and through, or I know her through and through and through. And sometimes you just don't. It'll catch you off guard and it'll surprise you by the things that they say. You're like, oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. But no, I thought it was very transparent. I actually was listening because, first of all, like I said, I nominated Dustin and Joe, but also at the same time or whatever, I knew of all three couples, and I wanted to get another perspective because I love listening. I look at relationship themed shows all the time, whether it's your show, whether it's Black Love, whether it's any show that's on like We TV where they go to marriage boot camp or something like that or whatever. I love looking at shows like that. That's just something I do in my pastime.
Mhm. Yeah, and I will say thank you to the like 200 so far, like 285 views on Facebook, and then on YouTube. Last before we did this, it was like 100 and something. So thank you for those who even watch, whether you watch for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever, and shared it. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely what you said in relation to how you like things, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that, this, that, other. It was a thing of I wanted to ask questions, or I knew the questions that I was going to ask them was going to make them kind of think.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing, and you're in a relationship, and I've been in a relationship. We don't sometimes tell them. We don't tell our people, our loved ones, or the person that we're in a relationship with. We don't really tell them sometimes why we love them.
Yep.
We don't talk about the first time I knew when I loved you. The first time I loved you was this or this, that, and the other. And I feel like if people have more of those type of conversations, and like you said, Black Love. Black Love was something that I tried to get my ex to watch with me, because Black Love forced you or put you in a position where you had to have the conversation. You had to think about it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's because you've been with each other for so long, like you said, you just go, it becomes routine. This day is like the next day, and until you guys have these experiences, these moments where, okay, we went to the movies, we went out to dinner, we went on this trip, you don't really talk about them. So I felt like it was important for me to put them in not a compromising position, but put them in a position for them to understand how much they love each other.
Right. I totally agree.
I can't hear you now.
You can hear me now?
I hear you. Yeah, you good. Can you hear me now? That's no longer a Verizon tag. I'm just playing.
Oh yeah.
So right. So I'm going to just ask you a couple of questions because you are in relationship, and your mate will probably see this. What was your first impression about your partner when you saw them?
Ooh. Okay. I want to say I met Ian a while ago. So when I first met him, I didn't think anything about it. As far as us, because we were friends.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So I didn't think anything about it. Then after a couple years had passed, and we kind of like started communicating again. When we started communicating, period. Because like when I first met him, we hey and bye. We just saw each other in passing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started communicating with him again, probably like 2012, 2013, or whatever, I kind of noticed. I was just like, he kind of handsome. I was like, he is really kind of handsome. I was like, so I know he does pageants, but I had never seen him compete like that before. I just, would see like promos or something like that or whatever, and never, so I was like, oh, okay. And then like when we started really communicating, I noticed that, we did have a lot of stuff in common, like as far as, both of us are hard workers. Both of us, we like to have a good time. We both of us are very, I think when it comes to our friends, we are very, very dependable. When it comes to our friends, I think we're very I don't know, I just think we're very friendship oriented. A lot of people, when it comes to friendships, I think they know that we are very two very genuine people to be in friendships with. So I noticed that about him as well. And then, like I said, like with me and Ian, it just came in. We were friends.
Yeah.
Or whatever, we were friends or whatever, and then it just developed into something else or whatever. Then of course he went his way and I went my way. He went in, got in a relationship as well. I went and got in a relationship, and then years later, here we are in a relationship. And so, like, I think how we ended up getting a relationship so easy this time is because we knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
The friendship had already been established. It was it was not like, oh, I had to get to know him all over again. Now, of course, there were some things off the, outside of the friendship that I did not know. I was just like, really?
Right. Right.
Or whatever. But, I really didn't have to get to know him all over again, because he was essentially the same person that I had met back in 2012, 2013. So yeah, like that was my first impression of him. I just always heard good things, and I always saw good things about him. So, you know, it was like I said, the friendship, the base of the relationship had already been built because we were friends. So, and then it just grew from there.
And so when we think about Carmen and Nicole and how Carmen was just, I did not expect, you know, I've had some people to cry on my show, but I had a few I had some tears around it.
Right.
Somebody say, oh, the love rated, it really did. So Carmen, in the very beginning, Carmen, and we know also Carmen is Royal Dickerson, but Carmen said, I was having to be, or I was being who the person wanted me to be, or who I thought the person wanted me to be in my previous relationships. And then when I was able to get with Nicole was able to see me for who I was, and I didn't have to be the ultra masculine, or I didn't have to be this. I could just be authentically who I am, and she loved and appreciate that. So so I now move back to what you just said in regards to you and Ian. Y'all started out as, you know, you met each other, associates, then you went to friends, and then you known each other for a while, and then you became partners. I'm betting that you're able to be exactly who you are, 100% through and through with Ian, and he can do the same for you.
And he can do the same thing or whatever. And it's actually kind of refreshing because, like Carmen and Nicole said, like, oh, there has been times I've been with exes and I felt like I had to be a certain way or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I always try to be as authentic as possible, but I always felt like there was a line I couldn't cross. I felt like there was a line I couldn't cross. Yes, I always felt like, okay, I can be this way, but I can't push it too much or whatever because, oh, he might not like me anymore. And I don't feel like that with Ian. I could just be exactly who I am. And I feel like the same with him because, you know, even when sometimes like he's with his friends or whatever, you know, they get to going and get loud and boisterous or whatever. And sometimes I could just sit back in the background. I'm like, you know what? I got to let him be him. I was like, because regardless of, you know, I want to see who he is outside of us or whatever. I was like, because if you're a total, and that's never a good thing. If you're a totally different person with your friends than you are with your boyfriends, don't get me wrong, we all have different versions of ourselves. Yeah. But if you are a totally different person, then you come around me and like, you're studying and don't say anything, that's not good because that means you painted this picture and I really don't know you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I've been told that I was told that I was not the same person, or not, I'm not going to say I wasn't the same person, but I wasn't the same person, you know, like I was a little different from what, but I feel like, again, you can't be you can't be 100% who you are with your, you know, when you're with your friends.
Those are your friends, yeah.
But you still should have those same characteristics. It shouldn't be a totally like
totally different, right?
A totally different person, right? Like, oh, I don't know who that is, you know.
Exactly.
And so I've been in relationships where it was the other way around. Like I'm who I am or who I thought I was at the time, and they were just somebody like, oh, you don't act like that at home, you know, or when we're around, you know. So so being who you are in a relationship, I think it's important, and I think it stems from you feeling safe and secure. And I feel like it's even easier if you start out from that friendship level. You know what I'm saying?
It is totally. And I used to disagree a little bit with that statement because I was just like, I'm like, no. Yeah, my man. Yeah, I used to disagree with it a little bit. Of course, that was like in my 20s, so that was a long time ago. But I used to disagree with it a little bit because I was like, no, my man is my man, and my friends are my friends, or whatever. And there's no intersecting or whatever. Once again, I'm 42 now, so I don't. Of course, I think different about that or whatever. But when I was probably 22, I probably think, no, my man is over here, and he just needs to be my man. And my friends over here, and there's no, you know, of course we would be friendly and we would be cordial and nice to each other, but sometimes there would not be a friendship. Sometimes there would not be a friendship. And honestly, sometimes when I've separated with that person or broke up, I noticed I was just like, oh, we were just supposed to be cool. We weren't supposed to be in a relationship. We were just supposed to be cool or whatever, because I really don't like this person as a person.
Ooh, Lord, my band just unraveled, child. Look. Hold on, what's the girl name from RuPaul's Drag Race? Hiding in the closet. Ooh, my civil rights hair. Y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see that. Hold on one second. Someone wants. I'm gonna read something. Someone said that I kind of want to say before they get on the line. I mean, not before because they want to watch from YouTube.
Okay.
So let me say what they said, and I'm gonna give them the link. They said, "Hey, I watched your show tonight, and you have no idea how much it's inspired me. I have been in a spiritual journey and a pathway of loving myself and changing things in my life so that I can receive love. And to see that true love is possible just has sparked the fire in me. I honestly became content with just being alone and focusing on my career." They said, "I have not, had any relations in a while. And I just say that truly I'm inspired." And that's the point. Because I don't care if I have a 1,000 or one. Somebody who needs to see the conversation or needs to hear it. And all I needed was one.
Exactly. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Let me send him the link, and then I want to finish up with you. Hold on.
Okay.
Send him the link. Okay, my channel. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Share. Copy. Okay. Where was I going next? Because some of the questions I didn't ask them, I'm going to ask you. Also, the part when I kind of ended it this way, it's supposed to be higher in the program, but it wasn't. When I had them to face each other and to tell them what they loved about the other person, that was more so, well, it probably helped them, I don't know. But I felt like, again, people need to do that more often.
They do.
Do it more often. Tell them what you want, what you love about them, what you like about them. I just think it's important because it's a hindsight of 2020. When I look back over my life, when I look back and I think about all, like just Dantes, just listening to them and me writing stuff down and doing my little homework, I'm like, if only, and I'm not going to say me, I'm going to say that both of us, if we were both on one accord, if we both had that understanding, if we both were open, just having that open communication, and like I said, not being on the defense, but, being the offense, we can be the defense together. I think that we can, we would have been, I don't know, we may have still been together. I don't
may have made it, right.
We may have made it, but at the end of the day, even if we didn't make it, I just look at it as an opportunity for us to be our best selves whenever that person does come into our life, from that experience. And go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's true. Because it's the same thing that you stated. Basically, when I look back at some of the relationships, because the problem with me, and I think Joe said it, my nephew Joe said it. He said basically what he learned to do is be alone. And that kind of gave him the right headspace to kind of get in this relationship, because before Ian, and even being my friend, that I was chilling. I was chilling.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing nothing or whatever. Of course, people would come, go. I go on dates or something like that. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out or whatever, and I just let it ride. But I learned how to be alone and I didn't realize this until recently, and I should have, but I finally got to the age where I realized and look back like, ooh, why every year in my 20s, I think I had a boyfriend. Almost every year. I don't think I was alone but in my 20s, I don't think I was alone for one whole year. Yeah. Like I'll probably be alone like 9 months here, 6 months here or whatever. Then now I did have a long standing relationship in my 20s or whatever, and we're still great friends or whatever. And all together we were together like 4 years. So we're cool or whatever. But like some of those situations should have just been situations, or we didn't even have to get in a relationship. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of them, but I would rather be in a situationship than a whole relationship.
Yeah.
And what you were saying in regards to, hey, I've been with someone every year in my 20s or whatever. It was something that I said to an ex of mine. Oh, not, I didn't say it. I said it eventually, but this is well after we were over. But I realized he had never had the time to be by himself. You're taking old baggage, old insecurities. You're taking all that old stuff in those old relationships, over to the next one. So it's building up. So now when you're with me, I'm clear because I'm free and clear because I haven't had no relationship in 4 years. So I'm kind of really starting fresh. And what the things that happened in the past, I don't hold to the next person. But you, on the other hand, I gotta deal with everybody. Your back. Ooh, I think y'all don't want to look. I'm telling y'all do not want to see my civil rights hair, okay? Ooh, it's a mess.
But Joe made so much sense when he said that because I was like, that's the problem that happened with that. I think like that's a big problem that I had or whatever. I didn't know how to be. And somebody had told me, one of my good friends told me, Dustin, you need to take some time and be alone. And then I'll say, oh, I was alone for 9 months. Okay, I'm good or whatever. And that's not enough time or whatever. But in hindsight, I'm looking back like, yeah, I jumped from this person. I took a break. And that's because I am a relationship oriented person or whatever, because once again, another mistake, or in hindsight, what I see now is I used to equate sex with love, or I felt like the person that I laid down with and I wanted to take it farther. And sometimes, once again, it should have just been that.
Yeah.
It should have just been that, and I could have been okay with it or whatever. So, leading up to now, where I'm 42 and I'm in a relationship now, or whatever, is because I took time off from my last relationship. After him, I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing nothing. I'm chilling. If something happens and I feel like this person, does, stay consistent, because that consistency was another problem for me. Like a huge problem. Like I could not find anybody to stay consistent. I think I'm a consistent person, but I'm gonna give you what I get. So if I'm not getting it, I'm not gonna be a consistent person as well. And finally, now I was just like, okay. And then that's another thing that stuck out to me for Ian as well. He was consistent as hell. He still is, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have told me about him, even as a friend. He's very consistent. Like he'll call you every damn day, or whatever. He'll text you every damn day, or whatever. And some people's like, bitch, goddamn. But how he is, he doesn't play that falling off for 6 months and then coming back or whatever. He don't play that. So,
be honest in your approach, and it's kind of what I said with those. And Dr. John says, you've heard me say this a lot of times. Expectation conversation. Stop being afraid to let people know what you want.
Yeah.
I want this from my man. I want this from my boyfriend, my girlfriend, whatever the case may be. This is what I want. This is what I expect. And if you have to do how people do pros and cons. If you have to do, this is what I will put up with.
Yeah.
This is what I won't put up with. And this is made, you may be able to fill out the third list later as far as compromise, but everything cannot be your way. Everything's not going to go the way that you want them to, and it goes back to that. I had it down here somewhere on my little cheat sheet here. I don't know where it's at now.
There's another opinion. It's not just you. There's another opinion.
Oh, take the long view. Take a step back and ask yourself if this issue will matter in the long run. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, put on another pair of shoes. Ask yourself what the situation looks like from the partner's perspective.
Yeah.
And number three, third place wins. Knowing that your choice, I didn't get to say this, knowing that your choice doesn't need to be first place to win. Because the long game is for you to be in a long-lasting relationship. So maybe they gonna get this one. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we both won't get it, but at the end of the day, understanding that I don't have to be first always.
Yeah.
So when we're in, what's the whole, our family used to say, I'm talking so fast. Y'all know, like our grandparents used to say courting, and grandparents and great-grandparents, it was the courting. The courting was the phase where you got to know a person and you didn't rush that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sex confuses things. That's why I say physical touch is like number 3 on my list. My love language. Like you have to be a special type of person to touch me in the right way to do that. But for me, it's the words of affirmation. That's one, and and it was another one. But we got to be true in our intention. We got to be true and honest in what we want, and not be afraid that if a person can't meet you where you are, what you want, just chop it up as for what it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't try to put something that's not there. That's what happens to a lot of us in our community. We try to, like you said, some of the situations that you had should have been just situations. They should have never been your boyfriend or your husband or your man or whatever.
Yeah.
I
agree.
So we gotta watch that. And what else did I have for you? What do you think what does it take for a relationship to be healthy?
Well, I think, of course, everybody, and it seems like it's a textbook answer, but it's communication. But it's for me, it's different type of communication. I am not big on arguing and drama. I have never been in a relationship. I've been in. I'll rephrase this. I haven't been in a relationship in a long, long time where I've had drama, where I've had physical fights, where I've had cheating left and right from both parties. I haven't been in a relationship in like that in like over 15 years. So for me, communication is key, and I'm talking about like a different type. You can't be on the defense when I bring something to you. If I'm telling something, if I'm telling you how I feel about something, I'm saying it because I don't want to seem like I'm holding on to it. I think you talked about this in the show. I don't want to seem like I'm holding on to it. I don't want to seem like I'm harboring it because when you do, it festers and it gets worse over time, just like a sore.
Yeah. When I harbor, I mean I come out like a lion, a kitten, or whatever. Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's not good.
Me too.
No,
it's ugly.
Contribute. No one is 100% perfect. So know what you contribute to the failure of the relationship. Know what you contribute to the argument. Know what you can contribute to the situation that you're in now with your partner. If you guys are in it, you know what I'm saying? And if we both as partners can understand where we have failed each other or where we failed this relationship, and the overarching goal or objective is to just be better, let's be better and not allow that to come around again. Because I'm a believer in when it's done, let it be done. We should not be talking about it in 2 weeks from now.
Right. Like, when I bring it to you, don't be on the defense when I bring it to you. You can be upset, but don't be on the defense every time I bring something to you. If I bring something to you, it's because it's bothering me right then and there, and I'm trying to go ahead and get it out of the way right then or whatever. Don't hold it over my head later on. Don't bring it back up or what, unless, because once again, a lot of people don't realize, and I've said this to you before, one of the number one causes of divorce is because you keep having the same argument over and over and over and over and over. And I'm not going to do that. Now, everybody was talking about zodiac signs when they were talking about in the session that y'all just had. I'm an Aries. We can be very nonchalant. I'm not gonna keep going. It's only so many times I'm gonna go over the same thing over and over till I'm gonna wash my hands of it. So I want to go ahead and nip it in the bud right then and there and whatever, and then don't hold it over my head later on and still feel like you needed to win an argument or you feel like you needed to, get something else out. Let's go ahead and hash it out. Even if it doesn't happen in that one night, let's go ahead and hash it out so it doesn't have to come up 5 months from now.
And let whatever we're arguing about, let that be the argument.
Yeah.
Let that be the argument, and then let's wrap that up. And if we got time for another situation, let's wrap that one up. But let's not go because I know for me in my past experience, we go from one thing to the other thing to the other thing, and before you know it, okay, now what the hell did we finish? Did we get?
Mm-hmm. And I've seen that happen, not just with me. I've seen that happen with other couples I've been around or whatever. They'll say, "Well, you did this, and you did this, and you did this." And mind you, the original argument kind of goes out the door because it becomes about all the extra stuff. The original argument just declines because it's like, what? Like, what did we start arguing about? So yeah, I totally agree. It's just communication. Like, and me and Ian, what I have noticed about both of us, and I didn't even notice until probably recently, both of us are headstrong when we come to our opinions. Both of us. Or whatever. I'm very headstrong. I'm not as vocal, but I'm very headstrong, and I feel like if you are making me feel like my opinion does not matter or what I'm saying is kind of invalid, then yes, I'm going to go because I'm not that type of person to be loud and boisterous and try to be, so when I do say something, I mean it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Being dead set in your ways is not only unhealthy for your well-being, but it also is detrimental to your relationship. You know, when people feel dead set in their ways, oh, this is who I am. Baby, don't give me that excuse. And I'm just saying, I used to say the same shit.
Same.
You know, I am who I am. Ain't nobody changing me. There's certain things that I'm not changing about myself, period. Right?
Yeah.
Because those are the things that have allowed me to get to where I am in life in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain things that I cannot be dead set on because I gotta realize, and I think Joe and all them said it, this is a whole nother person with a whole nother upbringing, a whole nother personality. So if I'm dead set in my ways, I might as well be motherfucking single and just go ahead and treat with people and that be that.
And keep it moving. Yes, I agree.
And I won't hold you much longer. Something else we talked about compromising in the show. I want to get an example where you had to compromise, and even though you guys haven't been together as long, I'm sure that there's has been some times when you have to compromise. But I want people to know that remember, compromising is the beginning; it is not the end. Don't compromise in any relationship if it means lowering your standards for less than you deserve. It is about creating a fair playing field to accommodate two individuals.
Yeah.
Tell me an example when you had to compromise with Ian, or we're going to talk about Ian. We ain't talking about no exes. So tell me about a time when you had to compromise.
Oh, okay. Honestly, when it came to this year, and this happens in a lot of people's relationship that are involved in somebody in the entertainment field, whether they're involved in pageantry, ballroom, shows, whether they're a club owner, all of the extracurricular things that we deal with in this lifestyle. His birthday comes like right before Black America, and I wanted to do it big, bitch. The first day I wanted it to be a brunch. Yeah. The second day I wanted us to go and have a nice dinner together or whatever. It's like, cause I kind of had everything planned up to his birthday. The third day we were just gonna, play it by ear and say, hey, what you want to do? And it did not go that way or whatever. And one reason it didn't go that way because I had to realize, he has something that he has been trying to achieve. And when I'm with you, I'm with you. So if I'm team Ian, I'm with you when it comes to your life. I'm with you when it comes to health. If something needs to be done with your credit, if you need to fix your credit or something like that, and I'm with you when it comes to extracurricular activities as well, just like pageantry. And so I was just like, okay, I can't do both of these because he's sitting over here rehearsing. He's sitting over here having to go to rehearsal for 4, 5, sometimes 5 hours, 4, sometimes 3 or 4 hour rehearsal. I was like, and before that, sometimes he would be leaving Birmingham, coming here, or whatever. So he has to go to work, come here, go to rehearsal. By the time it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by the time it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And so I had to really compromise around that time because I'm the type of boyfriend, I'll tell you, oh, all that got to wait. Yeah, I don't care about all that or whatever. I don't care. I'm in pageantry, and I can say this proudly or whatever. I will tell you, oh, this comes first over here. That's home or whatever. That's has to wait or whatever. And, I had to take a step back, and I noticed how hard he was working. I noticed he was going to rehearsal like back to back to back to back to back. And, it paid off well, one talent, yay, or whatever. But, I noticed that meant a lot to him or whatever because he was just like, I'm this person that doesn't have a lot of rhythm, so I need to do this and I need to do that to make sure, I look like this in the talent. And, and I saw how hard he was working on it. And then we had an event coming up that week too of the weekend before his birthday. So it's like I was trying to fit everything in. Like the day after our prelim, literally, I was planning to do something then or whatever. And I was just like, okay, that won't be happening. I was like, because once again, I got things I need to handle, financially. I was like, hell. And then, still then or whatever, he still had rehearsals leading up till then or whatever. Then the weather went bad. Then all the friends couldn't come. It was just a whole lot or whatever. And so I just had to take a step back. And I think I'm so meticulous sometimes, but I hate when things go like that because I feel like I fail. But then, I had to realize, okay, it just wasn't meant to happen that way or whatever. So, what I did was I waited and I said, okay, that Monday, I was like, you know, I have this. We can do this. We can go over here and eat. We can do this because once again, Ian is such a great friend. His mother, Yasmin, had a contest, if I'm not mistaken, on that Monday or whatever. As soon as I got off work, we were running around all day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We were running around all day, and I'm just like, okay, let me take a step back. He had, you know, he already promised her to do this, and see, that's him. That's him being not selfish, you know, because he could have said, "Oh no, it's my birthday. I'm not doing nothing for nobody."
Right.
Or whatever. But he had already promised her, and you know, I totally understand that or whatever. And you know, so we had kind of squeezed in just a little time for us, or like a 2 hour window for us to go out to eat, you know, have a little time to ourselves. You know, I took him shopping or whatever, and then you know, then we had to run off to a pageant. But you know, that's what it boils down to. Like literally, you know, I had to compromise because I realized, you know, I couldn't make it all about me or whatever. Even when I tried to make it about us, you know, I was like, you know what, he had prior engagement. It's not like he's going anywhere. I can do this at any time. Yeah. And that's what happened. You know, we really do make time for our, like we'll block off and just like no pageantry, no nothing. It's about us. And that's what we'll do.
I can only draw from the experiences I've had. I can only, and one of the most recent, you know, was the relationship that I was in for 2 years, 2.5 years or whatever. And, you know, I've been single, since October of 2018 now. So for a while, but I was talking to my best friend, Pierre. Shout out, Pierre. Yesterday, we was having a long conversation and I said, you know what? I recognize some things that I wish if I could turn back the hands of time. Not trying to say, oh, I want to be that with him. It has nothing to do with that. But I feel like you have to recognize what you do, like we said before, where you contributed or failed or whatever.
Played a part, yeah.
I can remember when getting all these talent people, you know, getting Giselle's talent together for Continental that year. I'm literally from the second I get into the house and I get my something to eat and take my shower, I'm at the computer at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Not even realizing he's right here on the couch. He's watching TV. He is still supporting me. Hey, baby, let me play this for you. How does it sound? What is it? But like I told Pierre, I said, I just wish I would have paused and said, let me take an hour with you. And saying it to him, just saying, let me back away. Babe, what you want to watch? What you want to talk about? You know, because I feel like while he loved and supported me in all of those things that I did, he also needed that time.
Yeah.
Time for me to be able to, you know, and also, I mean, he supported me Black America, and everybody knows that I can be a bitch at Black America only because, and you are with pageants period. If I'm behind the scenes or running, my mind is not thinking nothing but on the pageant and making it run. You know, and so, and we had issues, you know, one of those weekends, but you know, in hindsight, you go back and look, and it's just like, you know what, those relationships and those things just prepare you for the next one, because I don't want to make those mistakes again. And like I said, taking the time out, even if it's like you guys did 2 hours, we took 2 hours out, you know, and that's what, you know, that's what we needed. 2 hours is better than no hours. So yeah, so I enjoyed the show. I hope that everyone else has enjoyed the show. I hope people were able to take some things from it. And
I really was. And I meant to, before we go any further, I did want to just add in that I really, really enjoyed all 3 couples, because I really feel like they were, you know, sometimes when you can get with certain couples and it's kind of like, oh, y'all do this too, y'all. Those were 3 very different couples.
Very different couples. I mean, you have an interracial couple. You have a Black couple that's new. You know, they were the youngest ones as far as in years. You know, 3 years together, 6 months married, so they're freshly married. You got Dustin and Joe that's been around, been together for what was it? They've been together for 6 years or married somewhere. They've been together for a while. And you have a 14-year relationship. Yep. With Nicole and Carmen. So and it's females. You know, it's a lesbian relationship. You know, so we had so I felt like everybody for the most part could relate to you know, them in some type of way. So
some type of way, yeah, that's what I liked or whatever. It was 3 totally different relationships. I love something that Beautiful said too or whatever. She said, you know, like in the beginning of the relationship.
Everybody, Beautiful is Nicole. Go ahead.
Nicole, I apologize, y'all. but something that Nicole said very early on, she was well towards the end of the show, and she was very transparent. She said this happened in the beginning of our relationship. She was like, and so I think it was about I think they had an altercation.
Yeah, I think it was when when she went to jail or something, right? Over.
Yeah.
When she was talking about, that's when I realized I was during that time. Yeah.
She said she realized what?
I can't hear you. Oh, that she when they realized that they were in love. It's like when she got locked up, they had a bad situation. She went to jail and they took some time off and they came back. That's when.
Yeah, and sometimes that's what it takes or whatever. And I like that because that shows that out of a 14-year relationship, of course there's gonna be some ups and downs or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's because we got mad at each other and that happened, early on. But I like, they still were able to turn it around. They have a high school graduate now. Whatever, Yeah, and I'm just like, I was really happy to see that. And I live for longevity or whatever. So, we're seeing that between them two. And then like with Adam and Christopher, the distance or whatever. I've been in a long distance relationships, and I like that they made it work. Like that 12, 14-hour drive, and then because I've been in situations before where I've had to take a plane, take a bus, get a horse and carriage. You say what?
I say, but the conversation when it comes down to long distance that people are scared to have. Okay, well, who gonna move? Because we're not gonna be able to do this for too much longer. You know what I'm saying?
I'm laughing because that's the conversation. That is it. Woo!
And so that's why for me and anybody that's out there, they may want to date me, whatever you want to do. I'm not moving, and I'm too. I can't even. There's just so much that I could say, but I have to move like how I can't pick up and move. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a position with where I am with my company to just up and move. You know what I'm saying? I would rather much be with someone and they are in my vicinity, and then as we're together, we're building a home or we're building whatever together, we say, you know what? I think we should, think about moving. Let's move together. But this long distance, like yours is a short distance.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like eventually, once I get more and more into it, that's a conversation that has to happen. But I'm way up here. So baby, if you're not in Philly, if you're not in Connecticut, right up the way, in New York or whatever, I can't.
Ian is literally the next biggest city over from us. Literally right next door or whatever. And I tell people all the time, I was just like, they're like, oh, how you do it? I'm like, y'all don't realize Atlanta and Michael, or whatever. If I drive around Atlanta and I need to go, say, to, I don't know, Windward Parkway, all the way out there by where Verizon was, or whatever, and I need to drive there and back, I can drive to Alabama in that same time in traffic.
Sure can. What Carmen was saying that, when she would drive to Nicole's house, it was like 45 minutes to an hour, there and back. So if you can do that, you can damn sure go to Birmingham, Alabama, or Montgomery, or that are close, or So, but love, if it's true love, you'll make it work. So I'm not gonna say I make it work against it. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Yeah. So, hypothetical, you get in a situation, you do meet someone, and say they are in maybe, I'm gonna go a little farther than the Tri-City area. I'm gonna go to DC, Virginia, Maryland area where you used to stay at. Say they're there. Now you being in that area, I know train rides, everything is available back and forth from those areas or whatever. Would you do that? And then down the line say, okay.
I would do DC because I live in DC. I love DC. I always said that I probably would move back to DC.
Right.
Eventually, if I didn't move out west, and because I don't want to be, in the sunken place with the whole which earthquakes and shit, I'll probably say where I'm at. So yeah, I would. I just think that dating someone in Florida again, or not again, but in Florida or Atlanta or Texas or Louisiana.
Right.
No, baby, find somebody down there.
Because I was just talking about we were just talking about this long standing relationship, and I feel like I can say them this
Okay.
long standing relationship, and they broke up. They're a very high profile couple, and they broke up. And one was working on he did the choreography for Aladdin. On RuPaul's Drag Race. He was doing the Drag Race choreography for the drag show, the big Vegas show or whatever. Like he's did videos for years, and then you have one that as a designer. He's been doing, he's a educator at the Art Institute. And I think ultimately, I'm not in their relationship at all or whatever, but I think ultimately that was distance for months at a time.
I never thought the other guy, the one that had judged Universe, I never knew, the one that's a stylist, I never knew that he had even, he was saying he was in dual city, he was in Atlanta and bi-coastal or whatever.
He was bi-coastal,
I didn't even know that he had made Atlanta his home or whatever. But I do understand that when you are, you're a stylist, you're in the entertainment industry, it may cause a lot of your business may be on this side of the nation versus the other. I was really kind of sad to see that.
Me too. I followed them since they got married on the Grammys. Literally, I followed them from that day on.
Well, Jamal, like I loved him since that's what the Leah and Missy and
Usher. Yep, me too.
Like I used to thought that man was so fucking sexy. And I'm like, ooh, man, he is, and that's why I was still in high school, and to find out years later, and I'm talking about when he got met to, baby, he gay, What? I've been like loving this man. So I mean, we have to. It all boils down to what we said early on this and the actual show that was on Facebook. That it boils down to communication, and if you're willing to pull up the fight, understand what comes with us being long distance. Yeah. What comes with it? What are the pros? What are the cons? Be honest with it, and if it doesn't work, it don't work. You can't stop people. I'm not gonna say people. I'm gonna say we force things that we should not be forcing. We said it time and time again, and we gotta say it again. You know what you want. And while no one is perfect, they have to meet you where you are, and you have to be able to meet them where they are. If it doesn't work, it don't work. Because guess what? Especially in your 20s, play with it a little. But when you become 35, 40, baby, you ain't got time for baby.
I don't have. Yeah.
So cool. Again, thank you to you, Dante, for being a part of our after show here on the Talk with Mikey and Friends. I think that it was a great conversation, and I'm glad I was able to speak with someone who is in a relationship, and on top of that, knew the parties involved. And again, like I just got that inbox. That was really wonderful to hear that someone was inspired by it. And so again, I'm gonna go out on two things. One person is gonna be Adam. Adam that said, "Choose love." That was his shirt. Choose love, whatever that is. Choose it over anything else. And the last thing,
you gotta say it like him. True love. True love. He's from New Orleans, baby. So
exactly. And then the last thing I want to do is put up a quote by Maya Angelou. And she said, "Love recognizes no barriers. Love recognizes no barriers." Mm-hmm. And that's it. Meaning if we love each other, we don't have nothing blocking us. There's nothing that's holding us in because we love each other. And I'll say this, since Maya Angelou said it, if it's distance, that shouldn't be a barrier for us. Because if we love each other, we should be able to find it. We got to make it work somehow, some way.
Yeah, especially at this point in your life or whatever. I'll say, like you said, in your 20s, play around with it with a little bit or whatever. 35 and up, there's a way to make it work. There's a way.
How are we doing it? When we doing it? And,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Well, thank you so much, Dantes, for being a part of the after show. We'll share this tomorrow sometime or the weekend, but I appreciate you for being a part. I appreciate you for being my friend. And
Thank you.
Looking back, and I hope the best for you and Ian. I support the love and I support your relationship, and I wish the
Thank
best
you so much.
both of you all. All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.